everyone. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And just to touch base with what's been going on in the space, I just wanted to see what was at the top of the concerns of black men, and for some reason, this is a narrative that's been going around for quite a bit, and it's caused a debate. And I believe that the young men that put this debate out there, they accomplished what they set out to do. They had people talking. And what these young men are saying is basically hoes are winning. So, I would be the first one if I were to see where this big victory happened. I'll be the first one to say congratulations. I mean, seriously, this is nothing that is triggering me. I'm not heated about people putting this narrative out there. My deal with things like this is there has to be something that is better to talk about. And that has been the complaint about this space constantly, that we concentrate on the wrong things. And this might be misconstrued as one of those wrong things because, of course, black men can't ever talk about their concerns. I think what is going on is what these young men are really trying to say. And, I try to listen in on their broadcast sometimes, is that maybe this space concentrates too much on hoes or, women, so to speak. And whatever you decide to do with the kind of content that you view, that is okay. I mean, seriously, there's room for all of it, actually. I mean, you can talk about, holes if you want. Shit, I mean, this is nothing new. This is something that I have reinforced time and time again on this channel right here, is that we've always paid attention to the opposite sex. We've always done that, and people act like that they're so macho and so fucking cool as to, oh, we're not, that's not what we're doing, but this is exactly what you're doing. Everything that is talked about in this space, around this space, and especially by the hatosphere, as I like to call them, like all of it centers around women. So if you want to say hoes are winning in that sense, yeah, hoes are winning, because it's like we can't move or we can't converse without them in the thought process somehow. And I just want to kind of get to the bottom of it. It's just like try to bring some common sense to it. Because if anything, yes, they are winning. They got us wrapped around their fingers. Now, as far as like people who say like let's go through some examples. Um, Say for instance, like okay, they don't need us to pay for their dinner no more, or they don't need us because they can pay for shit themselves. Um, I say good. Why would I want to pay for their shit? I mean, why would anyone? Why would any of you guys want? Isn't that what you want? For them to have some kind of level of independence? But I get what they're saying in that sense. Like, their average, whatever they subject hoes to be. A woman can put up a picture on social media and get tipped out the wazoo by guys cash apping her in the DM, uh, on her OnlyFans if she has one, uh, on her TikTok, because I hear they're supposed to be starting a tipping system in TikTok. I mean, all kinds of ways. IG memberships, social media memberships. Women can find sustainability in that. So when they say hoes are winning, do they mean that the fact that they can sustain without a man? I mean, definitely. I mean, I hope that they're smart with their money and they're able to I don't know, invest in their future while they're doing all this because, I mean, for them to get money from all of these guys, these what we like to call simps, I mean, they can't be splurging shit. So, I mean, my this is not holes. Seriously, is not my area of expertise. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you a stiff truth. They're not any man's area of expertise. You know, you always were brought up with this understanding of you're not meant to understand women. I mean, don't try to understand them. You know, is and we take slick advice here and there. So how do these young guys, these new guys, these millennials feel like they finally have cracked this case? Like they finally have solved this puzzle of understanding women. Because it really, and I got to tell you, it really makes me sick when I hear a guy say, "I understand female nature." No, the fuck you don't. Seriously, the female is a complex organism. Period. You know, I give them all the respect in the world. I mean, within boundaries, because supposedly I'm a sexist and a misogynist, and you know what? If that means that being patriarchal is sexist and misogynist, then hey, I'll carry that. Sorry. I feel like a man has his place and a woman has his place. I mean, her place. Ooh, wow. Ooh. Her place. Excuse me for the mistake. I know y'all. I know how all of you out are out here with these knee jerk reactions. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. These knee jerk reactions. These little matriarchal mindsets that I've been seeing all over the place. Is it because I really would like, and I want to get to the bottom of why people are saying something like hoes are winning or hoes have won. I mean, it, is that simple for me? I need to know these answers. What kind of hoe is winning? And like I said, hoe is very subjective. Let's see here. I got a couple of examples. Okay, so that right there is on your screen is considered your basic garden variety hoe. So you can't possibly be talking about that. I mean, shit. So, I mean, see, in the context of, trying to get to the wider audience, you can say anything. Because you know how, like, when we as, okay, I'm giving an example. When we as black people don't want to listen to a conversation that is literal and straightforward and in front of us, we start to do these little straw man arguments. So when someone doesn't want to listen to something like you say hoes are winning, they'll probably bring up someone like this. And this example right here is anything but winning. I mean, I understand. I know what you're talking about. You know, women like Sukiana and Saweetie and Summer Walker, and I know what these guys are talking about. They're these guys are talking about women that are beyond their level. They're talking about those women, the women that they won't ever be able to control or lock down sexually because they're not only famous and have very like really good shapes. They're out of reach. These guys can't just walk up to these women in a club. Not this one right here. Let me get that off the screen. That's a little scallywag right there. But we can consider that a hoe, and that's a losing asshole right there. Okay, what about these? Yeah, these social media harlots. We'll keep that up there for a second. I mean, if you're talking about IG models and Amber Rose types, and rest in peace to Mercedes Moore, women who look like her, you just don't have the ability to walk up to a female like that and say, "Hey, let me smack those cakes," or in a game type way, of course. And that doesn't have to necessarily be like that, and you'll get shot out the sky. You'll get shot out the sky, or you'll think you'll get shot out the sky If you look like a man of means, they probably will talk to you for a little while, especially if you're standing by the sports car or whatever, because that experiment's been done on YouTube three, four, five, 600 times. If you're a man of means, she'll try to find a way to get a little money out of you. But what you're anticipating as a man from her, or what your end goal is, you're likely not going to get without spending a whole bunch of money. And even it doesn't end in that, because now the narrative is being pushed like, just because you take them out on an expensive dinner, on a vacation, just because you do that doesn't mean they owe you sex. Shoot, they're evolving. These O's are evolving to the point where they can pretty much put you out the game early. I mean, get everything they want out of you, and you don't even get to sniff it. And I believe this is what a lot of these guys around here be talking about. Shoot, I mean, wanting superior sexual control over women. Yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, I was always taught that it was a bigger reward to get her to want to do things for you through other means besides spending money, by like actually using a conversation. Even if she's temporary, make it work for you for the time being, because every woman ain't for you. They're not. Some are just passerbys. Others you might get into a little entanglement with. You know, you might create a single mother. There's many things that could happen. Tell you a conclusion I came to a long time ago, and I don't say this very often because, the pimp, you know, the pimp is always one of the most revered figures in the black community. I mean, they just are, because they're supposedly the guys who have the most superior control over a female's mind, a player of sorts, a protector of wayward women. So if you call yourself a pimp and you're a protector of wayward women and you use them for money, wouldn't that make you a simp? The pimp was the first simp. And that's that, and I get that as well. I get that as a problem as well. I understand why these guys would be saying hoes are winning, if it's because there's an endless supply of simps out there. There's an endless supply. There's always going to be one out there to save them. We tried to, Gen X, toward the end of our younger days, we tried to enforce that narrative. Everybody acts like that things happened 1, 2, 3 years ago. I mean, shit. We were saying, like, when we were like 25 and 30, we were the ones saying that don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Now y'all saving them all over the place. It is an endless supply of those guys out there. These girls will never run out of resources because of that. Now, do I want them? Do I want guys to be like, man, stop saving these hoes? Stop. I mean, I'm not gonna say what the yesterday's rap songs said and was cool, because right now you have a space of black men that's saying that shit, and it's being attacked constantly, which is like makes me feel like I'm in motherfucking bizarro land. We this is what we're doing. You want us to say hoes now? Save hoes from words. That's what I guess on any social media streets. That's what they call protecting black women. If there's a black man telling an obvious truth, and if it offends a woman, then that's what they have to protect her from. I mean, shit. I mean, you cannot watch, but yeah. Let's get back to what's on the screen here. I mean, yeah. Does okay? Let me answer a question that's I've also been hearing. If hoes are winning, does that mean I'm losing? No, not at all. Am I supposed to care if hoes are winning? Look, hoes been winning for the long. Well, they they're winning in a way. I'll put it to you like that. How are they winning? Does it matter how they're winning? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter to your well-being whether they're winning or not. But why should any of you guys feel bad about that? All you have to do for yourself is find a way to win. That's all there is to it. It's just that simple. What's the end game? Are you trying to get a hoe to submit? Good luck. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That wasn't a saying that was created in this generation. No, that was Generation X too. I don't know. It might have been Boomer. I don't know, but my guess is Generation X. We were already saying this. I mean, it was a warning and a foreshadowing. Now you got guys all over the place trying to turn them into housewives. Some of these guys are cuckoo in the head. So my suggestion to them hoes out there that are winning, you know, example, the case of Mercedes Moore. Be careful out there. Don't be misleading some of these weirdos out here to believing that just because they're giving you money that they are going to get something out of it. You better hope it's something weird like nah, I ain't gotta. I'll leave that to the imagination. Something that's harmless, I'll put it like that. I don't care. Like, I didn't come up here to complain about hoes winning. I know that in the sense of the way these guys are trying to explain it, yeah, they are. That's not even an argument. The thing is, those same guys are the ones that say that we need to be talking about other stuff in this space. So basically, when they say that and when they push such a narrative, they're being hypocrites at the end of the day. This is what I don't get. These guys, and I mean, like, let's take this outside of the narrative right now. These guys will sit here and complain about what other guys in this space are talking about. Talking about they can't fool with these niggas because of what these guys are talking about, and they push something like this. It's like, what the fuck, guys? I mean, shit. When we were growing up, and we said something like, we don't love them hoes, or don't save her, she don't want to be saved. It was kind of a warning to the younger generations coming up, and it was pretty obvious that a lot of you guys did not heed that warning, and you're mad at us for it when we tried to tell you. Now they're winning. Seriously, I don't know. The thing is, I would say that it like going back to one of the examples that I used earlier. I would say that that wasn't winning at all. If you end up a hoe, this is the understanding that I grew up with. If you ended up a hoe, that means that you lost. That you are untalented. The only thing that you use, oh well, I don't know, sexually talented. I do believe there's a talent in sex. If your only talent is sex, then hey, you supposedly have lost. But these women have found a way to turn that into profitability. And I'm not just talking about porn stars and other shit like that. But the sex work is like a booming industry right now. But it's been around. I mean, they had girls that were working the cameras, cam girls and shit. There was always a form of it. So, I mean, if you want to say that's winning, that's fine. But it's not something that all these girls do out in the open. And for some, for a couple for good reasons, and a couple for awful reasons. I mean, shit, they don't want to do it in public, out in the open because they're ashamed. I mean, what's winning and hiding? But I don't know. I'm just an old nigga. I don't care how many times I explain it in how many ways. People are only going to accept what they want to accept, and that's cool with me. I don't want anyone to lose. Even these hoes. Hoes got to eat too. Shit. John Witherspoon, he put that saying out there. Hoes got to eat too. Shit, that's very true. Hell, I want everybody to win. You know why I want everybody to win? Because I want everybody to stop acting like losers. Hoes, black men, black women. Let us all win. So there's a lot of people in this space. Not in the space. I'm not. When I say in the space, I'm saying like black manosphere and on the outskirts. All of the channels that's trying to beef with the black manosphere. I mean, any way they can through doxing, through making fun of this manosphere meetup. It just goes to show you that even black people are against black men. But yeah, there are people that are in and local to this space, man. Shit, they're acting like losers. What's wrong with black men helping black men? You know where that mindset comes from? It's like y'all gonna be like, oh shit, matriarchal, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's a surefire way that hoes are winning. You got these female controlled ass piece of shit dudes, these betas. Shit, that's the biggest example of how hoes are winning. Besides these simps that are paying these girls bills by subscribing to their OnlyFans, and I'm not even saying that's simpish. The people do what they want to with their money, and at the end of the day, that's what it is. People do what they want to do with their money. But these old nuclear level betas that run their mouths because they're behind the Wi-Fi connection. I mean, shit. I mean, they are going above and beyond to let you know that hey, I want these guys to lose because I feel like a loser. It's a bunch of projection. And why is that? Why are these guys doing that? They're doing it for a virtue signal. Like they are somehow protecting these women from accountability. That all we do is spread hate speech. Like what? Why haven't you talked to anybody about the hate speech that they spread? I don't get this cowardly bullshit. I mean, you're doing it as a way to, gain viewers, keep the drama going. I mean, shit. There are guys in this that were local to this space right now that are bigger drama queens than a lot of these women. And I'm not talking about guys that are on that manosphere list either. They have joined the bandwagon. These are the guys that say these guys talk about women too much. If you think that your content is quality, beyond quality, then why not push those narratives 24/7? Why you got to default to, I don't know, talking about dudes? I mean, shit, talking about women is one thing. Talking about dudes, that's a whole nother. Always sweating dudes that ain't checking for you. Acting like a cartoon character. That makes no fucking sense. That is an extreme, immense bandwagon right now. An extreme. And why? Because some hoe's feelings somewhere got hurt. Just because I have three baby daddies doesn't mean that winter's coming for me. Say, I like, this is why they're mad, because one YouTuber said winter is coming. I mean, shit, it doesn't trigger me because, I mean, shit. I mean, all I do is basically pay the bills and make sure the house is warm. Like, that's all it is. That's all you gotta do. Shit. Winter comes for all of us. Step outside. Shit, I talk in a very literal sense. But at the same time, this is what's got y'all mad at the space. Some guy said winter is coming. You see people typing in the comments of content creators. Winter is coming. Winter is coming for you. Winter is not coming for me. Winter is not coming for these women. I don't like. Why is people trying to make people care about that? Shit. Winter is coming. I'm like, buy a fucking coat. No shit. That's all you got. Like, whatever part of the country you come from, or live in, whatever. Shit. Sometimes I think them dudes just trolling. You know how they love to say, "Oh, I'm just trolling, man. I'm just trying to get people in their feelings." Sigh. Like, I'm just trying to trigger these dudes. I'm trying to expose these dudes. I think things like that is because a lot of people, they want to look like the smartest guy in the room. I would say the fact that they push these narratives because they want everyone else to look stupid, or they have taken into account that there are a lot of people that are just that easily programmable. In other words, so what if hoes are winning? I mean, the first time I heard that was by Black China and Amber Rose. This is the first time I heard it. And I mean, hey, to say the least, they might be right. I don't fault my brethren for being weak sexually, because you're under a lot of pressure from week to week, day to day, year to year. It's like every guy's and this might be why one of the reasons. Most men's fantasies is to be a sexual masterpiece to these women. They want to be that golden penis. And it's very important to them they establish such. So, this is what we conclude. At the end of the day, a bunch of these narratives that these guys pushed are motivated by women. Because when I believe these guys say hoes, I think they're talking about women in general. I believe so. Because their examples that they brought up were married women. And that didn't make any sense at all. I would believe that they would be. I would believe that you would bring up like the examples on the screen. An IG model and a woman that would drag her daughter in to get disgraced by white men. I think they was talking about that. No, these people use married women as an example. I guess for shock value, I mean, clicks, whatever. These guys' messages are very potent, and I'm not like, I'm not like the rest of the knee jerk reaction of spear. There's like the majority of black folks, my people. You know, I don't believe this is all these guys talk about. All y'all talk about is hoes and winning. All y'all talk about, no, these guys have said a lot more. That's what's wrong with a lot of the haters of the manosphere. All these guys talk about is women. All these guys talk about is women. Well, all you guys talk about is guys talking about women. I mean, shit, which one do you believe is more fucked up? And I mean, weird. Weird that y'all ignore all the dozens of spaces that just like, I don't know, I call them trauma bonding spaces. Because it's like, they're in my algorithm because I'm curious as to what people are actually saying about black men. Because whenever someone explains this, we like to pretend like it doesn't exist. Oh man, I don't let what they say get to me. Yeah, you do. Every time someone says that, oh man, I don't let what they say get to me. If they were being like, if women were just coming at them constantly, them dudes would change their fucking tune. That's why you got a lot of these guys simping out here because they don't want to be challenged that way. They don't want to find out the truth. When you say something that no matter how truthful it is, if they disagree with it, they're going to come at you. So these guys are terrified as fuck. And then they say all this stuff about the space. Yeah, I don't do nothing but talk about women. While in turn, they don't do nothing but talk about men. So one is okay and the other one isn't. I'm not saying tit for tat. Because I had to look at my last few broadcasts, like last few broadcasts and maybe my last 30 lives. And of those 30 lives, only one or two was really female centered. Most of it was just trying to talk to, men about our mentalities. Because I understand that black men are a very proud group of men. And sometimes we hard of hearing. And sometimes we don't want to hear men talk like that. And sometimes we have to talk like that. And I wasn't doing this because people were saying that all the space does is talk about women. I didn't do that on purpose at all. It's just that I want to use myself as an example of these guys, these people out here, and I saw two broadcasts from bigger YouTubers talking about all these guys doing the space is focus on women, talk about women, blah, blah, blah. These passive aggressive niggas that don't know how to say names but want to disparage the black manosphere. And I ain't going to even talk about some of these trauma bonding chats. Like, damn, the black manosphere is that bad? It's like, what? Boy, I was like, it's a bunch of mad people out here. A bunch of angry people that need to go get some therapy and go get some hugs from their mothers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to go get some hugs from y'all mothers. you know, or your auntie or your girlfriend, if some of y'all have. Like a lot of that shit about men not having women over into space, that's projection. Yeah. So really, the biggest thing that I might have concluded in saying all of this is that if there is a any big example or one of the biggest example that hoes are winning is that these dudes let this shit motivate them to tear down the space. Some hoe feelings got hurt somewhere on social media, and this shit been going on for years. And the hoes as a collective are so angry that they push these narratives on social media, and these weak guys they go for it. These guys don't do nothing but bash black women. That's all they do 24/7. They don't even wake up and brush their teeth first. They go to bashing black women. And I'm not saying that guys like that don't exist. There's some weirdos out here. But to try to paint the space with that brush, man, you just trying to look make a lot of you guys are just trying to make yourselves look like the best thing smoking. And you're not. You that Reggie. You ain't that gas. You're not gas, you that Reggie. So I mean, for people who understand that lingo, hey, hoes are winning. Very same guys that say this always talk about how we should be talking about other things in the space. Same ones. Yet they push this. Will I say their names? No. You know why? Because they never say they haven't said my name. Shit. Why would I promote them? They don't promote me. But this is one of those other little things that I could say that, hey, you know what, black men, we got to do better. We got to do better. Don't complain and then turn around and do the same shit you're complaining about. Or you fuck some girl and then they're hip to what's going on in the space and then they're mad at a lot of what these guys are saying. And it's the truth. People are mad at the truth. I mean, for real, it's been time tested and proven over and over again. I've been proving it to our people for like 20 years. Black folks are mad at the truth. Let me see. Let me look at some of these comments. I've been talking for 40 minutes. Like, for real, I talk more on YouTube than I do to people in public. Seriously. I mean, I'll run across the older person that's nice and kind, that whether male, man, or woman. I respect older people. I do. A lot of you guys don't. And that's a damn shame because when you get, that just means when you get old, people gonna kick dirt in your face when you fall down. It always comes back. Yeah, but that's the most talking I do. Older people, young folks, millennials, Gen Zs. Like I keep the conversation to a minimum. Unless they trying to, hey, unc, hey, old man, what? I had this problem, blah, 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 Old timer, yeah, I get all of that. For you millennials out there, the second you get a gray in your beard, everybody gonna call you old. Outside of that, this is the most talking I ever do. is on YouTube. I mean, which is obvious. I mean, shit. I'm not really saying anything. But let me look at some of these comments. How you guys doing tonight? Let me see who has joined the broadcast. All right. I see Street Fighter 88. Go back. Toyota Tutor was the first one here. Longo Savage says Stoic 1. I'm listening. Yeah. 1G's. What's going on? Yeah, man. I see your content picking up over there, man. Street Fighter 88. They are only projecting the image of winning. They really struggling with their mamas watching the kids while they out at the club with lint in their pockets. Might be certain types. I'm not. I mean, there are a certain archetype of quote unquote hoes that are winning, but these guys, y'all don't understand. Those women are out of reach. Those are the women that go to the celebrity parties. They hook up with an athlete. They'll get a shopping spree and a bus ticket. That's just what it is. You know, if that's at all winning, what they're probably talking about is the whole thing that's happening with women in society now. I mean, the Goldman Sachs putting $10 billion toward black female businesses. Just the overall protections that they receive in family court. The ability to summon a goon or a simp to help them out with whatever needs. You know, so if they want to call that winning, okay. But it just, yeah, whatever. Um, Scammers lead dangerous lives. That was probably, you probably said that with my remark to, I hope if these hoes are beating these guys out of money, I hope they are absolutely careful, because like if men are forking over like money like that, they expect something. This when women do this little misleading bullshit, like push narratives like, oh, just because she spends all this money on you for dinner doesn't mean that doesn't mean she owe you sex, which is true. That's brutal honesty right there. Just because you spend all this money on a female does not mean she owes you sex. And there's a lot of weirdos out there that do not understand that. So all I'm saying is, for the younger people, I'm not talking about for these grown ass adults that's already gone, but for the younger people, especially these little girls, you might want to, especially if they're in your family, you might want to start offering them safe advice. But hey, see who else is in this chat. Kareem, not Karen. One of my patrons. I'm just trying to find a way to approach Patreon right. So just be patient, and I know you. I'm gonna do something special for Patreon real soon. Just that, guys, for those of you who are watching, I'm gonna start dropping my Patreon links, and trying to grow that over there too. So, um, just take this social media thing as far as we can go. So, just acknowledging that Kareen is one of my patrons, along with the Village Arsonist and Camp Low. Oh, and also Sir Anthony. Sir Anthony. I don't know if he's watching. He'll probably tune in or watch the replay. I forgot to announce. I forget. I didn't see it till I was off the air. But thank you for the cash app. Thank you for your generosity. I appreciate the support. Any support that anyone gives, I really do appreciate it. But what I do appreciate is the opportunity to speak before you guys. I mean, for me, who a guy that grew up with anxiety, yeah, it really has been something else being able to come up here. So, thank again, Sir Anthony. Salute. Thank you. And oh, we got a super chat from Ayatollah Black Martian. Thank you very much for your support. At this time, yeah, in the month of December, the last month of the year, and it came. It's like when you get older, it's like it does get a little scarier because it seemed like days took longer when you were a kid. Now it's just like one day it'd be March, and then all of a sudden it's November. It's just like shit. So look, everybody, I say that in saying that live it up because life is fucking short. Life is short. You know, I mean, I lived in people I grew up with. I can say right now that some of them have passed away. Some were younger than me, and it taught me a really great lesson about the value each moment. Yeah, I don't see why people waste their time coming up to this platform just to beef and argue with people. And one thing, the inevitability is that I might have to go through something like that one day. I mean, I'm not as diplomatic as my habitual line stepper brothers. They are very diplomatic men, especially Roger. I'm more of a okay. We need to nip this shit in the bud. I'm more of that guy. But having people around that are not like that keeps me balanced and keeps me from saying stupid shit that might have certain consequences. Because on Facebook, I didn't have that kind of restraint. You know, so yeah. So let me not get off the topic. Let me not get off the topic. Because you know why conversations like this come up? The the whole hoes the hoes be winning conversation because they come up because of the other conversations, the submission conversation, the paying half conversations, you know the the conversations where women like, I don't need no man. I got my own house, my own job, my own car, you know, even sexually. How they can like, be riding the cock carousel and just absolutely not care. Like women can have way higher body counts and you would never know. And if she sexes you good enough, you probably wouldn't care if you found out years down the road. Is that Aisha? The whole football team had her. Dudes be showing you pictures and shit. You done put a ring on her, you two kids in. You wouldn't care. Hey, well, here's what makes that easier. And is one of my friends who passed away. He told me this, and it was just simple, and it's fact. Every woman that you've been with has been with somebody before you, so you might as well not even worry about that. Some of these women are still with those guys while they're with you. So don't think that your penis is so golden to the point where, she's just been looking for you all her life. Unless you're that guy that she's been looking for all of her life. A lot of guys, like I said, a lot of guys say this shit because they can't get a woman that looks like the one on the screen. Not Passion Jones, because that bitch is gone. I mean, and her mama. All right, shit. Man said that's the scary part. Pitway boy, what's going on? All right, now, not saying Lori Harvey is a hoe, and if I fuck up and say something like Hori Larvey, it's because I have a Facebook friend named Hori Larvey. So that's not me trying to insult Lori Harvey, but read what's on the screen. Michael B. Jordan. I finally found what love was. Michael B. Jordan is in love with girlfriend Lori Harvey. Now, a lot of people used to say Lori Harvey was for the streets. And let me try this real quick. Put a one in the chat if you've ever heard someone say Lori Harvey is for the streets. Say, put a one in the chat, because I hear a lot of content creators do that. But yep, Stoic one, he says one. Lori Harvey is for the streets. You know why they say that stuff? Because she was with Future. And Future is kind of a man whore himself, isn't he? With his various baby mamas and his various dating escapades. Yeah, but I saw a different look in his eye when he took a picture with Lori Harvey. I don't know. Maybe Michael B. Jordan can handle her. Future can't. See, they see why they saying Lori Harvey is for the streets and Michael B. Jordan is in love with her. And I defended Michael B. Jordan in the past because people were dick policing Michael Jordan just because the narrative got out there that he had a boat party that he wouldn't let any black women in, and that just wasn't true. Probably, what I was thinking that they were treated just like anybody that they didn't know was treated. Like you weren't getting in the party. It's like there were probably a couple dudes trying to get in the party because they was looking at some hot chicks, and celebrities ain't gonna let just anybody close. Shoot, it ain't like they the homies. Like if I saw Michael B. Jordan in Lenox Mall somewhere or something like that, I'd be like, "What up, Mike? Mike? Guess what day it is?" No, that ain't gonna happen. So why would you take that from from some chick on social media? But anyway, yeah, that's what happened with that, or possibly what happened with that. But he been dating Lori Harvey. Doesn't look like he like white girls to me. Shit. I mean, he stated it. He likes all women. And, Lori Harvey, of course, with her various, like, she's a public figure. She's the stepdaughter of Steve Harvey. So, people use people's dating habits to gossip, I would say. So, just because she's had 4 or 5 boyfriends publicly doesn't necessarily mean she's for the streets. You know, a lot of y'all wives and girlfriends have been around the world and yeah. So why y'all so judgmental of Lori Harvey? Shoot, I ain't mad at Michael B. Jordan. If it could, and no man, and these Highlander niggas, they never think of this case right here. Maybe he just put it on her good enough to calm her down, to make her submit. But since y'all like to talk about submission so much, I would never submit. I mean, I'm just saying, just saying. Give the brothers some credit every now and again. You're taking you're what you're trying to do is you're trying to take away the black man's validity, and that's all it is when people Orlando's, I'm not falling in love with a chick they pass around like a blunt. Hey, but think about this also. Celebrities go by a different set of rules. When chicks start to use that whole all these celebrity black men getting these white women, they are a special exception. Let me put that on the screen though. What's going on, Orlando's? Thanks for showing up. And guess what? You don't have to. I don't. That's not what I'm suggesting. I would not suggest it. I'm not fault. I'm just saying, maybe Michael B. Jordan, but see, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and say it. Michael B. Jordan he's not even at the peak of his career yet. Michael B. Jordan, I'm gonna say a term that relates to this space. Michael B. Jordan is a high value man. Now I know I made some heart skip a beat out there by saying that. Shit, to get that whole stamp of approval, for real, you gotta be a high value man. That gives you access to a special class of hoes. Otherwise, you'll be over there in the hatosphere having to deal with the dusty bitches. So, that's what it is. That's what it is. Said Lori Harvey's for the streets, but Michael B. Jordan found love. Hey. Now, per se, if Lori Harvey, with all due respect to both parties, Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey, if Lori Harvey was a quote unquote hoe, would you call this winning? So, yeah. Yeah, it's fun stuff, man. This is what we come here for. Let me see if I can find that article. Hopefully everyone had a great week, and hopefully you have a good week coming up. See if I can pull it up. And there it is. There it is. I'm going to put something on the screen here in a minute. Because this shit ain't original. I don't care who in the space said this. But, you're saying stuff that people have already said. Like, y'all gonna make these hoes win. Let me see. Wish I'd have thought to put this in the slideshow. StreamYard slideshow often. Like, StreamYard slideshow option is really cool. I'm really, proficient and stuff like that. Just trying to. Let me see. Like I say I'm gonna pull it up here in a minute. Just be patient with me, guys. You've been with me for weeks. Weeks on end. Alright. Pull this screenshot up real quick. Alright, let's see. I'm just trying to show y'all that this is a logic that's been around for quite some time. And people are going to say stuff like, well, it's not what I'm talking about. I ain't saying it in the same. Yes, you are. Share the screen. Boom. Boom, there it is. Read that headline. This is why a lot of these folks be saying that a lot of these guys in the space use feminist talking points. Because guess what? This was a feminist talking point. This screenshot is from an article that was written and published for this whatever publication this is, February 11th, 2016. Over 5 years ago. And the headline reads, Hoes be winning. The case for Black China and Amber Rose's intersectional feminism. Look at that last word again. Feminine. In fact, look at the last two words. Intersectional feminism. Intersectionality is a word that makes me gag. Because basically what it's saying is, let's put black people back in the back of the bus again and put everybody else in front. This is why. I had a whole debate on Facebook when this article was posted in a Facebook group in 2016. I made the mistake. This was one of these quote unquote supposed black Facebook groups. This was before I created mine. Like I made a comment under the post because the girl who made the post was an obvious feminist. She had the big hair, and she had the little profile picture that had her little half fist up in the air. They do the fist as level to their eyes. They look at like it's really something powerful. She published this, and I made the comment under the post. I don't want my daughters to turn out like these two. I was attacked by like 10 black women. I was like, what? Are you really arguing this with me? I don't care if my daughter turn out like that as long as she making that money. These were comments that were coming from those women. I mean, I wish I had the screenshots, but that was 2016. I just found this screenshot. All it took was a Google search. So the guys that are pushing this right now, somebody already did it. I'm not saying what they're saying is wrong and completely false. What I'm saying is you're not being original. Now, when they say Black China and Amber Rose's intersectional feminism, they're probably talking about the slut walk bullshit. Because that's what women do. They grow up to complain about all this respect that they're not getting from men just to be in a slut walk. See, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, they say that's what they mean when I mean, I'm not inside the heads of people who have this mentality when they say stuff like you guys be using feminist talking points. But hey, if I were to push or want to push something like this, I would use this as evidence. I mean, because you can't, like, for the amount of people that are watching people shit on the Manosphere meetup, and really they should say Black Manosphere meetup, for the amount of people who are shitting on that, there has to be a bunch of stupid people out there. So I could use the same sort of manipulation to twist this up into, okay, y'all pushing what these hoes pushing. They are winning. They won against you. And somebody, even though that may not make the most sense, even I can admit that, it'll make sense to somebody. So, saying, guys, just saying, hoes be winning. You're not original, just like most of these dances y'all do. See, the only thing that's really original to you guys really is skinny jeans. Yep, still skinny jeans. That's you guys, not hoes be winning. You don't. That's not yours. That was the feminist. Oh boy, the feminist, the feminism. Now, if we talk about what we should be talking about in space, we should be trying to reverse the effects of intersectional feminism. Shit. Well, I tell you the truth. That man said holes won. Omega Dreads Gaming. Uh, Urban By says, Kevin, what's your look on the Black Manosphere meeting? If it was productive, which I heard, like, because I went to Pablo Escobar's broadcast yesterday. And he spoke very highly and very positively of the meetup. And now you got the basically the beefosphere, the bitchosphere, whatever you want, the sissy sphere. Like, they're around here. And the manosphere meetup. I hate it. I hate that black men are trying to make sense and trying to do some productive things. I hate it. Oh my gosh. Love me, women. Love me. Omega, I could be a male whore and feel no shame for I'm a feminist now. Equality. Equality. The beefosphere. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Everything triggers that space, and they try to bully and pick on people, but they use like the typical black people logic. They act like you're not supposed to say anything no matter what they say. And once you say something, all of a sudden you're in your feels. Oh, why are you in your feelings, man? Where do black people get all believing that you can't say anything to them? The beefosphere. Let me tell you something, man. The only beef that I like dealing with is steak. Shit, ribeyes with a lot of that marbling and fat in it. Man, when I grill that shit to medium rare perfection. I know a lot of black folks like to grill that shit medium well and well. No, you ain't had a steak till you had it like medium rare at like the last degree before medium. Man, what a delicious steak. That's the kind of beef I like to deal with. Even a really good hamburger. Shit. I don't see why these guys. What's wrong with these guys? It's probably the whole thing that like drama sells. They can't do anything but be dramatic about shit. It takes a special kind of person to be able to talk and people will just listen to you just because you're trying to make sense instead of trying to oh I gotta cuss somebody out or I gotta talk about somebody's mother or talk about someone's wife because somebody's feelings got hurt. Like shit. If people don't like the truth, change the goddamn truth. Shoot, but let's give it up to these hoes winning. Can I get a ho? Let's give it up. Urban By. I don't get how the internet is the fakest place on earth, yet everyone gets easily offended like this shit is real. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. People say on the internet what they don't have the courage to say in real life. Except me. I'll say any of this shit to you. I don't get how the internet is the fakest place. I mean, yeah, I mean that's what it is though. People get offended by anything and everything. Shit. Let me here's a magic word right here. Let me see. See if I still got it. Hopefully. Yeah, there it is. There it is. All they talk about is hair weave. How many times have you heard that? All they talk about is hair weave. I'm gonna leave that up there for a second. Leave that up there. That's what they doing right now. Almighty, Almighty Queen, that Black Manosphere meetup. Oh my God! Please don't let this Black Manosphere be a positive thing. Like, shoot, I don't know. Let me see. Let me drop this link. Drop this link. See if anybody want to come up. A man said, I just seen black men and black women detractors calling everybody ugly or suggesting that everybody should cam up. Oh boy, that's a goal. That's a goalpost move. That's a goalpost move because black people just want to, and when you hear somebody say that, they just want to do that to fuck with your life. That's all there is to it. I mean, a lot of these avatars out here, they talk a lot of shit, and as long as those people say stuff that they agree with, they're not going to ask those people to cam up. You guys are ugly. Like what? Like the people who say that aren't the most beautiful people on the planet. Let me see. Let me see something real quick. Oh, I'm cammed up, y'all. Oh, it's dark in here. Too motherfucking bad. People are ridiculous. It ain't none of you got to cam up. I'm gonna push that shit. Use fun avatars. You use a fucking avatar as much as you can. Fuck these people. You will never win their approval. Ever. And it's a shame that the people who do this are black. These are the same people that talk about some, y'all don't ever want to go at white supremacy. It's like, what? You are white supremacy. Hell, y'all want me to worry about some white? Like, hell, I mean, I grew up in that environment, that racist, white supremacist environment. I grew up in Alabama. I saw how, you know, oh yeah, indigenous TV. So now they're saying the meetup was a meetup quite literally and thus accomplished its original intent. And from what I understand, the intent was networking and meeting up, putting a face with a lot of these voices. I mean, I was not real happy that I didn't make it this year. I would have attended. Shoot, I just had other shit I had to do. I mean, but I'm glad to hear from the ones who attended that they did get an experience out of it. One of the guys, Sub Zero 3639, he was there, and he's a computer guy. There were guys telling guys how to get into real estate, how to get into the IT business. I mean, a career in information technology. I mean, if they were there to do that, and they got that done, then the meetup was worth it, because how many meetups you have where black men, I mean, there's quite a few of them if you do your research, but they're not publicized enough, and everyone always complains about this space not having a real purpose. So guys in this space get it done, and guess what? The beefosphere wants to make fun of it, because I mean, it's just another white supremacist effort to tear black men down. Now, for the black men that are participating in that shit, you are very fucking treasonous at this point. Like, I'm one of those guys that's like, I want to push the message. I want to push the message of, I want to push the message of this kind of shit is treasonous, and there should be a punishment. Seriously, y'all, black men have to learn how to start. We have to learn how to start standing up for ourselves. That's This shit right here is ridiculous, and you do it without fear. You do it unabashed. You know. All right. Hopefully, everyone walking in is pressing like. Indigenous TV, the brothers met up, and people still shitting on it as a failure, even though they succeeded in meeting up. Yeah. FOWAF, a tech guy, literally was the chief organizer and a considerable financer. C. Morgan, what's going on? Good to see you. Every man is not man enough to support men. Yeah, because we have this myth that somehow it's wrong for black men to help other black men. And I mean, like, we deal with things such as, the Highlander complex, and, the HNIC complex, and our general lack of unity that has been discussed among black men quite frequently. You know, yeah, because, I remember in that Facebook group I created, like, every time men would start recognizing what each other is doing as far as accomplishments, there was always a person hating on it. Started saying that it was some kind of circle jerk, or they start tearing it down, calling it gay, which, I don't understand. LGBT community, they can call out all kinds of homophobia except that. That may be that may be a bitter pill for some of you to swallow out there, on top of all the other nasty things that some of you swallow. But shit, just every time there was some kind of forward motion with black men, there was always somebody, and 9.5 times out of 10, they were black, trying to tear the effort down. So my suggestion to the space of the black manosphere, I know what it's like. I do, because I created a space, and that numbered in the thousands. The group's current number right now is 24.3 thousand. It was at 30,000, but those were a lot of pending memberships and a lot of dummy profiles that Facebook eventually put out. And let me keep it real, a lot of people were leaving the group because of its controversial material. But when you have a black male space, it's going to get attacked. Period. Omega Dreads Gaming, brother, some of them are heterophobic. A lot of people don't think heterophobia is a real thing. A lot of them don't think that heterophobia is a thing. I don't know if y'all heard that music. Shoot, I need a streaming service with a music plug-in so I can start playing music during these monologues. A lot of these guys know a lot more than me about audio, video, and really, they should be trying to help out with this. Now, I will give it to DJ Cuda. He does try to tell people, to use certain forms of equipment so your presentation to be better. That's the kind, and that's the kind of things I be talking about. Like guys in the space talk about stuff like that, but it'll be completely passed over by haters. Yeah, check something out real quick. Yeah, so hold on 1 second. Just want to see if y'all been doing what I needed y'all to do. You know what I need y'all to do? If you're in here right now, I need you to press that like button. Likes are for free. If you want to do a super chat or a cash app, you can do that too. Shit, not stopping you. Yeah, 43 likes. Mm, that is awesome. 43 likes. But if you're in here at the current time and you haven't pressed like, go ahead and hit that like button. Hell, there's nothing wrong with that. If I was watching this broadcast, I would hit the like button too. But I just don't feel like that hitting the like button on your own broadcast is really. I mean, you can like your own broadcast, but that's kind of a hollow type deal for me. So it feels good when you guys do it. But anyway, all right, Gilgamy, long live my brother. Thank you for the super chat. See, Indigenous TV. Kev, I saw those brothers from this space on camera, and I had no idea so many older black men occupied this sector. Nothing wrong with that. Just like OG status everywhere in that meetup. Yeah, like there's a lot of when I look at the demographics of people who watch this channel, a lot of them are older. Like I don't count out the older people. I don't. I know a lot of younger people they do, and that's just because they don't have a general respect for anyone. But like I don't count the older people out. They count. They still count. A lot of those older people, and y'all don't believe it, is a lot of those people are your older uncles, your older aunts, and your grandparents. Stop disrespecting older black men because you feel like it. And I better not ever, you better not ever disrespect an older person around me. Period. I understand if the motherfucker is being a dick, because I mean, if you're a dick, then okay, I can't help you. But if you're just trying to just like give some safe advice or whatever, man, don't nobody deserve to be disrespected for that. Just like I was talking about last night. I was talking about like the hope preachers that y'all say that is such a cancer to this space. I mean, what I'm getting from that is that you don't appreciate the fact that when y'all say that the older guys in the older generation let you down, that whenever someone tries from the older generation tries to come forward and say, hey, you know what, maybe we did drop the ball, or don't go down the path that I went down. I'm okay now, but you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that. I don't think fuck you old nigga is a logical response. Indigenous TV, absolutely. Those men are older than me. Guys like Sub Zero, Pablo, Bernard Riley. I respect those brothers. They're a lot farther along in life than I am right now. Yeah, yeah, I'm for real. They're very productive men in this space. Like I actually went to school with Sub Zero. I was a band member. He was an athlete. We didn't have any reason to really talk to each other. We just knew of each other. you know. But let's see. Pablo, pretty good. Bernard Riley.
I respect Bernard Riley's effort he puts into his presentation and into his channel. And from what I hear, he's working on something very major. And like I said, these brothers are giving it a try. We always talk about black men don't build, black men aren't ambitious, and then guess what? When someone shows you that they are, then you still want to push back. So really, the problem ain't the lack of ambition with black men. The problem is that there's just a bunch of bitches out there. But super duper, what instrument did you play? I played the trumpet. Like I could still play a few notes. Like it's like riding a bike. You never really forget. My skill level never reached its potential though. So Bernard is tall. Shoot, I thought like looking at Bernard, I thought Bernard would have been like 5'11" at least. But you know, he sounds like he's kind of a 6 footer, 6'4", 6'5". Bernard is like Balrog and tall. It said Balrog from Street Fighter. Yeah, I used to tear motherfuckers up with Balrog. That back fist, man. Said Bernard looks 6'3". Oh, C. Morgan, you played the tenor saxophone. I always wanted to try the saxophone because it was the only woodwind instrument that seemed like it was for a guy. Like the other was like clarinet and flute, you know. How about some Miles Davis shit, some Thelonious Monk, some John Coltrane, some Wayne Shorter? What about them? You know about them guys? Shoot. I mean, yeah. I mean, growing up playing an instrument, I discovered later in life that I really like jazz music. It is much later in life, you know, because I was like, I mean, I've been playing an instrument, and then, you know, my dad, he used to play in a jazz ensemble for the, you know, the local, like, it was a local jazz ensemble, and my dad played the French horn. Now, if you Google a French horn, it's kind of in a circular shape, and what the player does is they hold the horn up by putting their hand inside the bell. Because I played French horn as well. Like I was a dual instrument guy. You know, they were both brass instruments, and I had to learn. You know, the fingerings were different. But even when my dad played in the jazz ensemble, I was like, yeah. But then, like when later in life, like when I just really started listening to jazz music, I just like sit back and it's just I could just listen to it for hours. Yeah, you know, black people act like that, the same black folks that will say stuff like, we don't need to be stereotyping black folks. They will have this reaction every time they hear me listen to jazz music. What you listen to that elevated music for? I said it's jazz. You're not. It's like I would be surprised at the lack of culture that our people have because jazz music came from us. If you listen to African jazz music, it sounds just like American jazz music. Yeah. Omega Dread is mostly heavy metal, death metal, and drop D tuning. Oh yeah, you say you play the guitar. Yeah, I listen to some metal too. Oh yeah, that's when they start saying that. That's when they start like when I listen to that kind of music, and I know this is off topic. When I listen to that kind of music, then they start connecting my little my voice dialect and talking about, oh, you want to be white, huh? I said no, I just listen to death metal music just to play fighting video games. Can I ask you something? How can you respect an older man stuck in 1322? You don't. That's a really old guy. Yeah, let me put that question up here. Omega Dread's gaming channel say, "Can I ask you something? How do you respect an older man stuck in 1322?" I mean, if you're saying that as kind of an exaggeration as to these guys that keep saying, well, back in my day, I used to do this, I used to do that, then, my suggestion is you tell that person to kind of change with the times. Like you ain't gotta make all the changes because some of these changes I wouldn't do in a million years if you know what I'm talking about. But if they stuck in the past, then that's sad for them. I mean, I mean, not to say that you forget history, that you forget what happened to us as a group of men and as a group of people. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, they nobody has to badger you with anything. It's like I mean, like I give information to people who are willing to accept it. I'm not going to make it to where you don't have a choice, or you don't have a choice but to listen to me just because I'm older than you. You know, being older doesn't mean a damn thing. If anything, it means that you're probably a step closer to the grave than a lot of other people. Granted, they don't get hit by buses. But anyway, hour and a half. Yeah. Yep. Play this for y'all real quick. A lot of people, hey, they even said hoes were winning during the civil rights movement. So I'll be back with this. All right. Yes, it's unbelievable, y'all. And let me see. What are you asking me, Indigenous TV? Does it mean something in the dating world, Kev? What does it mean? Age? Um, Let me see. How do I put to a hoes winning in the dating world? If that's what you're talking about, if we were to get back on topic, well, if I were to get back on topic, because I'm the only one up here in the dating world, yeah, I do believe hoes are winning. Oh, why do men tend to be more flexible and get a pass when they date younger women, women that are younger than they are? Why do they get a pass like Morgan Freeman and his step granddaughter? Yeah, yeah, I know a lot of y'all don't remember that. They didn't. Morgan Freeman didn't get a pass at all. Now, if you're talking about hoes and sugar daddies, that practice had been going on for quite some time. I wouldn't exactly call that winning. Those are some of the most depressed bitches I've ever met in my life. I mean, literally, I've met these girls that do that sugar daddy shit, and it's just, oh my god, I have to shower in extremely hot water when I'm done. That kind of shit. I'm like, then why do you do it then? Why do you do it? But yeah, older men do get a pass. Yeah, I can't really tell you why they do. Kevin Samuels is 52 and he's knocking down 20 something. Yeah, I'm sure he is. That man probably got like a Rolodex with each age: 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, that's what comes with immense popularity. Phil Brad, what's going on? The younger the couple, the tighter the squeeze. Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I'm not upset with hoes winning. I'm not that guy. I'm too old to be upset with some shit like that. It's just it just perplexes me as to why this is a major conversation in the space, just like any of these other conversations, like the conversation about paying half the bill, the conversations about submission, the conversation about being mad at brothers talking about weave. It's just it just seems like it just this is probably one of those newer conversations. But damn, it's just I might become one of them people like that. I might start saying stuff like, "Man, can't you find something better to talk about?" But yeah, glad to be able to come to you guys one more time this week. Tomorrow night, I have no idea what the topic is, but I'm sure it'll be a good one. As like, and I don't necessarily say I'm good because I think I'm good, which I do. I say I'm good because you guys actually get enjoyment out of listening to me talk, and that's some amazing shit. So, so anyway, hoes winning, I mean, should not have any kind of psychological or neurological impact on you or your life. I mean, shit. If you're lucky, you'll run into a winning hoe and she'll blow your socks off. Hey, even if it is for a good few minutes. But I wouldn't say they were winning because I couldn't control them. I would say that because I believe this is what a lot of these guys are upset with. They're upset with the fact they cannot sexually control women. And I'm not trying to make female the victim, the biggest victims of everything. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is these dudes are just probably being a bit spiteful. Projection is a motherfucker. And it doesn't just come from baby mamas. Projection is a motherfucker. And it makes you say crazy ass shit. Now, let me go ahead and end this broadcast right now and look at my YouTube feed at all the haterade that a productive group of black men can possibly get. You know, which, I will continue to push back against. And, hopefully there are many there to support me fighting the good fight. So, see you guys next time. This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Long live the habitual line steppers. Till the next time. And, Monday's tomorrow, which is the beginning of the week for some of you guys. I hope you have a great start. So, peace.